Next up, we have Cristobal Cavazos with the Solidaridad, Migrante, DuPage, or Immigrant Solidarity of DuPage, who has been a leader in the DuPage County in immigrant justice.
When Cuba is under attack, what do? When Cuba is under attack, what do? Arriba, abajo, bloqueo al carajo. Arriba, abajo, bloqueo al carajo. Arriba, abajo, bloqueo al carajo. Man, it's so beautiful to be out here, and there's so much to say about Cuba, compañeros. Viva Cuba! Cuba, that island of love. Cuba, that island of solidarity. Cuba, that island that says we are free. We are not going to be under Yankee domination no more. We are not going to have our women prostituted. We are not going to have the mafia run our country. We are not going to have U.S. corporations wiping their ass with our island no more, because we're a free people, and as a free people, we're gonna live our freedom out, and the Cuban Revolution came to be. Now, I am a supporter of Cuba, but I'm also a Mexican. Is there any Mexicans here today? ¿Dónde están los mexicanos? Woo! Now, when all of the world turned their back on Cuba after the revolution in 1959, Mexico said, we are there with you all. Because if Fidel Castro was inspired by Emiliano Zapata, well, you know what? Fidel Castro later inspired us in Mexico as well, compañeros. Mexico stood with Cuba when all of the world turned their back. Mexico stood with Cuba during the blockade. Mexico is standing with Cuba today, and we even want Mexico to do more for Cuba. But in that spirit of Mexican solidarity, compañeros, it is our duty right now that an allyship is not just friends and allies when things are good, but as the great Pancho Villa once said, the time for friendship and solidarity is cuando las cosas están cabrones, when the shit hits the fan. That's the moment of action. That's the moment of solidarity. And in this moment, that great island of love, we are not going to let Cuba fail. Let's say it together. We are not going to let Cuba fail, because Cuba represents the morality. Cuba represents the principles. Cuba represents for all of the people of the third world, of people of color, of all the workers. Where are the workers here today? That the working class, so often the victims of history, that once in a while, with revolutionary zeal, can be the champions of history, can write our own history. But the United States has not forgiven Cuba. The United States remembers all of their shit, as Castro said, up to the nails of their boots getting nationalized. Castro, the United States remembers this because they want what they had, what was stolen, they want it given back. But we are not going to allow what was stolen to be taken back. We are not going to allow what was taken from Cuba to be taken from Cuba again. We are going to stand with Cuba, and we make a call, as Malcolm X once said, if a revolution is not internationalist, it's not a revolution. We make a call for all the world, for China, for Russia, for Latin America, for India, for Australia, for all of Europe, to say we are not going to let Cuba get knocked away. We are all Cuba, and Cuba is not going to fail. Cuba is going to live. You know why? Because Cuba represents what's inside of here, el corazón, and it's the moment right now to let the love live. Que viva Cuba! Woo!